Welcome to another episode of Ask Daily Stoic. You send in questions, we answer them, inspired by Stoicism. I'm dropping my papers like crazy. So today's question is, how can I get better at saying no? This is something I am really bad at, and I get the feeling that the Stoics were not great at it naturally anyway. Seneca couldn't have been too good at saying no because he agreed to work for Nero and he refused to leave for far too long. But in Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, he says, ask yourself in every moment, is this essential? Like, do I need to do it? Is it a real obligation? Is it actually important? And the truth is, a lot of the things that we get pressured into doing are not necessary, right? They're things that we're doing because everyone else is doing them. We're doing them because they showed up in our inbox. We're doing them because somebody offered us some amount of money for them. We're not really asking, is this essential? Is this what I was put on the planet to do? If this was by the last day of my life, would I do it? And so if we can ask ourselves this question, I think generally we'll be better. I have a sign above my desk that a guy named Jonathan Fader, he's a brilliant sports psychologist, he sent it to me. It's a picture of Oliver Sacks in his office. Oliver Sacks in the picture is on the phone. And then above him is a sign and it just says N-O! exclamation point. And it's just a reminder to me, like, I have to say no. Early on in your career, you have to say yes to everything because you're trying to get established. But as you get older, you realize, like, oh man, I don't have an unlimited amount of time. I don't have unlimited resources. I have to say no to things. And I will say that one of the things that having kids has helped me with is realizing, I think before I was okay harming myself and harming even my wife or my health by saying yes to things I didn't need to be doing that was too much for me to do. But now that I have kids, I realize, like, oh, I am taking this time from them. I promised them all my time. Now, obviously I have to claw some of that back for work. But beyond that, beyond the things that required to survive, to feel fulfilled as a human being myself, everything left over belongs to my two sons. And so the idea that I'm just going to fritter that away because somebody wants me on their podcast or someone sent me some random email or someone wants to pay me $10 to go do something is ridiculous, right? You are saying yes, you're saying no to something else. So one of the things I always think about is, what am I saying no to? And is that actually a more important thing? The next question is, how can I stay calm in difficult situations? Well, to me, this is like the essence of Stoicism, right? Like the whole, even that's what the word Stoic means in the sort of common parlance, is like, how do you stay calm? How do you not be jerked around by your emotions? So I think the first part is like sort of asking yourself, is freaking out going to make this better? Yes or no, right? If freaking out is, and on the rare case, go for it. But the reality is, most of the time, strong emotions are not making situations better. There's something that your boyfriend or girlfriend is doing that's bothering you. Is yelling at them about it going to make them better? Is being angry about it or sad about it or depressed about it or worried about it, is that making it better? No. Talking to them kindly and nicely and rationally is what's going to make them better. Realizing that calm is contagious is really important too. So who do you surround yourself, right? That idea, you become the average of the people you spend time with. Are you spending your time around calm people, or are the people that you're around amping that up? So like, if you're around people that are convinced politically that the sky is falling all the time, you're gonna think that the sky is falling all the time. So realizing that calm is contagious and surrounding yourself with the right people is really important. At the core of the Stoic practice about this is like that idea of objectivity. Epictetus says it's not things that upset us, it's our judgment about things. So realizing that the events are objective. There is no good or bad. There is just what there is. And so reminding yourself, no, I got in a car accident. That's it. I don't know that it's going to cost a fortune on my insurance company. I don't know that my back is going to sore. I don't know that it was so-and-so's fault. I don't know that this was terrible luck. I don't know that I got screwed over. You don't know any of that. All you know is that you got in a car accident. All you know is that somebody said something to you. You don't know that it was rude. You can't say for sure that it was ill-intentioned. It just is what it is. So this objectivity is really important. And then when we realize that objectivity is important, this can lead to the last part, the thing that's very calming for me, which is reminding myself that I have the power to tell myself a different story about this event. So that idea of the obstacle being the way, that I can choose for this to be good, I can choose for this to be a positive, is the power that I have. So I can't control that this thing happened, but I can control the story that I'm going to tell myself about it. There's a famous story about an employee who costs like Intel like $10 million. And the guy walks into his boss's office and he says, you're going to fire me for this, right? The boss says, Why would I fire you? I just paid $10 million teaching you something. And so that's a person who's decided that he knows that getting angry is not going to make it better. He knows that the event is objective, but that he could choose to tell himself a story, which is that he is now invested in this person, that this person has learned from it, and that they are both going to get better for it. That's how he was able to calmly and rationally and successfully navigate a difficult situation. So the last question for today is, how do I start a journaling habit in 2020? So I'm a little biased in that we make the Daily Stoic journal. Can't recommend it highly enough. Hopefully, I've talked about don't talk about it, be about it. I do the Daily Stoic journal every morning. There's a question in the morning, you reflect on it as you begin the day, and the idea is that you end the day by reflecting on how you did per the intention that you set. But I think the easiest way to start a journaling habit, and I've recommended this a bunch of times, I use a journal called the 1 Line a Day journal. I'm on my 3rd year of it, but you go through it and you just write 1 sentence every day. So there's a mothering version and a father version and a parenting version and a college version. There's all these different versions. I just have a one, and I write 1 sentence every day. It is really easy to write 1 sentence per day. So instead of thinking about this, how do I start journaling? How do I have a journaling habit? It's more like, what is the least amount of journaling that I can do, and start there. It could just be writing down a quote from one of the Stoics each morning and then kicking it around. It could just be, keeping a workout log. Like, start with something really small or easy, and I think that's a way to start the journaling. There's some other great journals. The bullet journal is great. The 5-minute journal, also really easy. Like, starting a journaling habit is hard. Journaling for 5 minutes is easy. So when you think about these habits that are intimidating or difficult, or that you've tried and failed at before, I think what the Stoics would recommend is start with something really easy and build on it. Epictetus talks about fueling the habit bonfire. Like, how can you just get a spark going and then add to it from there? So this doesn't have to be this intense journaling conversation with yourself for pages and pages and pages. It takes years to work. It's like, if you wanted to start meditating, meditate for 30 seconds. Don't try to meditate on a 30-day silent meditation retreat. That's going to be really intimidating and hard. So start small and then build. My journaling habit is probably 7 or 8 years old now, and as a result, I've worked myself up to a place where it's natural and effortless, and when I don't do it, it's almost painful, but it took me a while to get there, and this 1 Line a Day journal was a big breakthrough for me. So thanks for listening. Keep your questions coming. You can send them to info@dailystoic.com, and we will keep doing this every weekend for you on YouTube and on the podcast. Hey, thanks for watching Daily Stoic. If you want to learn more about Stoicism, you can check out some of our other videos here. Subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. Stay tuned, we post 2 videos a week. Keep learning, keep studying, and remember those 4 Stoic virtues: courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom.